Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The morning air was thick with tension as the camera light blinked red. Live. Millions of eyes flicked from breakfast tables and office screens across the country, all trained on one woman. Kate Garraway. Prim, composed, with that steely glint she reserved for moments that mattered. Her warm demeanor was legendary, but today was different. Across from her, in the studio chair, under the full heat of the lights, sat Labour's freshly appointed Minister for Work and Pensions, Thomas Hargreaves. Polished in a navy suit, he wore the uneasy smile of a man who hadn't expected this kind of morning. The issue? A newly announced policy that would require benefit claimants to work mandatory, unpaid community hours, a scheme being blasted by critics as a thinly veiled return to forced labor. Kate leaned in, her tone deceptively soft. "Minister, how do you justify asking the unemployed to work without pay in the middle of a cost of living crisis?" Thomas straightened in his seat. "Kate, this is about dignity, about helping people find purpose. We're offering opportunity, not punishment." Kate nodded slowly. Too slowly. The silence was weighty. She was building pressure like a storm holding its breath. Then came the flick of her script notes being set aside. No more questions. Just 3 words. Work without wages? It wasn't a question. It was an indictment, a verdict delivered with perfect calm yet searing fury. The studio stilled. Thomas's composure cracked. It's not slavery, Kate. That's an unfair... Work without wages? She repeated, her voice now cold enough to chill steel. "Call it what you like, Minister, but don't insult our intelligence." The backlash was instant. Social media erupted. #WorkWithoutWages trended within the hour. Memes exploded. Clips of Kate's 3 words went viral, shared by celebrities, union leaders, and even a few embarrassed Labour backbenchers. Outside Parliament, protesters began to gather by noon, holding signs bearing those same 3 words. Across the country, talk radio buzzed with fury. Thomas Hargreaves' inbox overflowed with resignations from his own advisors. By evening, the Prime Minister, already wobbling in polls, was cornered into calling an emergency meeting. The pressure was too loud to ignore. Inside Number 10, a new memo was drafted. Pause the rollout, reevaluate the scheme, distance from terminology. Thomas Hargreaves, who had only accepted the role 4 weeks prior, quietly stepped down the following morning for personal reasons. And Kate? She arrived at the GMB studios the next day as usual. Hair flawless, smile warm, but something in her gaze had changed. It was the look of a woman who had finally snapped. Not because of personal politics, but because, as she later told The Observer, there's a limit to how far you can push people who already have nothing left to give. Her 3 words became a slogan, then a campaign, then a movement. For weeks, posters covered brick walls in Manchester, Glasgow, and Bristol, scrawled with "Work without wages?" In smaller type below, "Not in our name." Kate never sought the spotlight, but in speaking truth to power with just 3 words, she lit a match. And the country, battered, tired, disillusioned, found itself warming once again to the rarest thing in politics: uncompromising honesty.